Welcome back to the King's Corner, the place for all things Bethesda. I am the King's man. The King, what? I am the King Fan Man, and this is the Kingcast. I promise this is only sweet tea in here. I promise. We are ready for the live podcast on all things Bethesda, and we've got a lot to talk about today. Man, we do. We've got new Starfield, not only images that are out. We've got videos that are out from Bethesda. These are not leaks. We know they are straight from Bethesda. So we're going to talk about three new cities that we know of with lore with them. So we've learned a lot about Bethesda's upcoming sci-fi game Starfield. We'll be talking about that. There's some new info on Fallout 76 as always. We'll be breaking that down. The project lead, the main guy at the Austin studio, Jeff Gardner, turned in his resignation. He is gone. So we'll be talking about that. And several others have left Bethesda lately. We'll be talking about how that's going to impact Bethesda and if there's anything going on there. And I want to get y'all's comments on that as well. And then also, Deathloop came out for many people to review, and the reviews are out. So we'll be talking about what they are talking about Deathloop. It's coming out September the 14th. That and much more. Of course, your questions and comments, as always, this being a subscriber-driven podcast right now on the Kingcast. How are y'all doing today? Hey, Gentugo, thanks for being here. My trusty moderator is right here. Let's see. Frank, Psycho, Nukem, Tamar, John. I don't want to miss anybody that was here early. Y'all are all great. Allison, Trey, Tamar, did I mention everybody? No, Ravenall. Thank y'all for all being here, showing up on time and early. And I know there's more there because I already see 12 people. If you're not subscribed, for some reason to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Y'all know what to do. Hit that like button as well, and I appreciate it. Yeah, Psycho, I thought about that. He may be joining Nate Perkapile, who started his own studio. We can start right there because this is really, really interesting. Jeff Gardner leaving. He says it's his own decision, and I take him for his word that it was his own decision. And he says right now he's got no plans. He's just going to rest. And I'm not trying to start a conspiracy theory here at all, okay? But I just want to tell you guys some facts, okay? First of all, there has been a lot of people leaving Bethesda just before and since the Microsoft merger. Tim Willits of id Software, he was the lead of id Software. He left right before the Microsoft transfer and the Microsoft acquisition. And then since the Microsoft acquisition, there have been loads of people leaving. In fact, it got so much, there were so many people leaving, retiring, that a pretty prominent YouTuber put out on a podcast that this was happening. And he actually said that he thought it was the Microsoft culture, that they were changing the culture there. And Xbox Gaming came in and quickly made him change or retract his story, and he apologized for it. The story went viral in April, in fact, that Microsoft had changed the culture at Bethesda, but it was in June that he quickly had to retract the story as being false because Xbox News. Now, Xbox News, I wonder if they would have any reason for wanting him to change that story. Can Xbox News really report on something about Xbox? Can they be what's the word I'm trying to say? Can they be journalist? Can they really be a journalist when they're looking at their self? Anyway, they made him retract it. But yes, there's been Nate Perkapile. There's been so many people. But just because he retracted that statement and said, I'm sorry, does not necessarily mean that he was wrong. So, yes, Jeremy, there has been a lot of retirements going out. And yes, it definitely could have been an early retirement. But the question is why? Why are there so many people leaving? Was this guy right? And y'all can look it up. I'm not giving any names. He's already retracted it. I'm not trying to start a whole new thing, but I mean, all you got to do is just look it up, and boom, his name pops up, and this whole thing pops up. So, um, thank you, James. He says, great recent content with Joey Caps. I appreciate that. Yes, by the way, if y'all haven't watched, number one, I did a podcast with Joey Caps on my channel, but then we also did one last night on the new Starfield stuff. So y'all be sure and go over to Joey Caps' channel and watch that as well. Thank you, James. Again, I'm not trying to stir up anything, but I don't want Bethesda to lose its Bethesda-ness. Is that a word? Because I mean, wow, we are losing a lot of people, and then these are the big guys. Nate Perkapile was the lead artist. Jeff Garner was the project lead. Tim Willits was the lead guy at id Software. You lose. Hey, what if Todd Howard leaves after Starfield? I mean, Bethesda's not going to be Bethesda anymore. So I just wanted to get y'all's opinion on my little podcast here. My little podcast is probably not big enough to get Xbox's attention, so that I would have to apologize in shame, as this guy did, and I'm not going to anyway. So, but I've been thinking this for quite a while now anyway, and I just would hate to see that happening. I hope Jeff Garner's happy. I hope this was his decision fully, and I hope whatever he does, he is successful in it. And because I know he's done amazing work. He's been there since Oblivion, since Fallout 3. He worked on every Fallout game since Fallout 3. And he also worked on Skyrim. So he's done amazing work. I hate to see him leave. I hated to see Nate Perkapile leave. I hated to see Tim Willits leave. I hate to see this happening to one of the places that I love so dear. So, y'all take it for what it's worth. Do you believe Xbox News that made this guy apologize, or do you believe that what he said first? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Xbox is changing the culture at Bethesda. Something is changing because people are leaving left and right. And it wasn't long ago that on this very podcast right here that we talked about whether Starfield would be the last game that Todd Howard worked on, whether he would retire after Starfield or after the Elder Scrolls 6. And I can guarantee you this, he's already thought about retiring whenever that might be. So let's keep our eyes out for more people leaving Bethesda. I hope Jeff will be the last. But and by the way, that's just a few of the ones I'm mentioning. There was also the second, I would call her the second in command at Tango Gameworks. She was actually the lead designer on the new game that is coming out soon, the Ghostwire Tokyo. She was the lead on that one, and she left. So, I mean, there's a lot that are leaving. And I mean, they are the heads of these studios that are leaving. So it's just really wild. Something has to be going on. There's way too much smoke for there not to be fire, as the old saying goes. Newcomb says it's like C double reporting on their own wrongdoings. Yes, exactly. Yeah, I don't think Xbox should be reporting on Xbox stuff. Especially when it comes to this controversial stuff. You just can't do it. But anyway, that's just me. The Skyrim Lord says, I was really surprised that Jeff left, given that he had such a high position and he had been there for so long. Yeah, me too. And because 76 was his baby, and it really looks like, and this is something we can transition into, guys. They've been talking about 76 lasting for 10 years. They've just started the Fallout Worlds, and who knows what's next for 76. But now I've got to ask the question, what is the future for Fallout 76? Maybe Microsoft doesn't see a 10-year future for Fallout 76. Maybe Microsoft doesn't see Fallout 76 as a success. Are they about to do something with Fallout 76 that some of us are not going to like? What do you guys think about that? And I hate to even say it. I hate to even think that, but again, we've been talking about how good it is about Microsoft taking over Bethesda because of the extra resources. That's one good, but we forgot about them making decisions over Bethesda. They could pull the plug on 76 today. They could say, "Hey, it's not doing good, so we're getting out of there." Yeah, that would be beyond disappointing, wouldn't it? Of course, then they could work on something else. They could work on Fallout 5 or whatever else. But I would sure like to see Fallout 76 go long term and see what they could do with this. I think Fallout 76 is just starting to get its legs and be the game that it could be. So, uh, having the project lead leave is not good for a game. I mean, it's just not good for a game. Right in the middle of its tenure, that's just not good. So, the Skyrim Lord says Sea of Thieves wasn't a success when it first came out, but they left Rare to work on it. So hopefully they will be fine with Fallout. I agree. I agree. And I'm not saying they're pulling the plug. I was just saying what if, and who knows what's going on. I'm guessing Mark Tucker will now be the project lead on Fallout 76. Uh, I really want Microsoft to come out and say something. We haven't heard them say anything yet. Uh, Thank you, Johnny Smith. He says, "Hey King, this is for the few that I have missed lately. Looking good, sir." And yes, Microsoft did pull a bunch of shenanigans. I think it has to do with a higher standard of products under Microsoft. Too many bugs, etc. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that so much. Wow, $40. I appreciate that fist bump since I don't have Earl here. Jeremy says maybe they wanted updates faster, so Jeff had to go hire more programmers with Jeff's paycheck. Oh man. Um, uh, I think it's kind of weird that Microsoft has not made a statement yet. The only statement we've heard is on Jeff's personal Twitter page. That's kind of wild to me that Microsoft has not made a statement about a lead. I mean, he is the project. He is the studio head of Austin. He's the head guy. He's not just the lead developer of a game. He is the studio head at Austin. So I think it's kind of weird that Microsoft and Bethesda as a whole, I'm surprised that Pete Hines or Phil Spencer or somebody has not made a statement about what Austin is doing. That maybe just something simple. We hate to see Jeff go. He's done amazing work, but Fallout 76 is going to continue, and we're promoting Mark Tucker. That just to relieve us. That would be great. It's kind of weird that nobody has made any statements about Jeff. Have y'all noticed that? We haven't heard anything from Bethesda. We haven't heard anything from Microsoft. Nothing. And y'all help me. Tomorrow, if you're still on here, let me know. I haven't heard anything from Pete Hines. I haven't heard anything from Microsoft. I haven't heard anything from anybody. Just Jeff. He's been on Twitter. That's it. That's all I've heard. And I think that's kind of strange. And that happened it's been a few days now. That was like Wednesday. I mean, it's all over the news, but yet that's strange. Uh, did it take Microsoft and Bethesda by surprise? Is that why they're not saying anything? If Tamar hadn't heard anything, there's not anything out there to hear. So, by the way, if y'all haven't followed Tamar on Twitter, y'all go do that. He is awesome. Johnny says, I agree. There should have been a press release, something fishy. They're usually a lot more forthcoming. Yeah. And of course, there was a lot of Bethesda employees that commented on Jeff's Twitter thread, but there was nothing. I mean, it was crickets. Crickets. So I hate it for Jeff if it was kind of a force out. I really do. I will tell you this. I don't know Jeff. I met him once. And he's a very nice guy from what I perceived. I got to talk to him a little bit. We met at QuakeCon. Let's see, 2 years. We haven't had QuakeCon 3 or 4 years ago. We met at QuakeCon 4 years ago, and I got to talk to him and Chris Myers. Chris Myers also left, but he left for a different reason. He left, actually left the industry and went and took a job somewhere else. But he might have known that this was coming as well. But anyway, both of those guys, super, super nice. I mean, just the greatest personality. Would talk about any game you wanted to talk about. We even talked about Fallout 76 a lot. Just super, super nice guys. Super, super nice guys. So I think the world of Jeff. He even was willing and wanted to meet me at E3. We just couldn't make the connections. But anyway, King needs to try to get a Sonic sponsorship. I agree 100%. Sonic, if you're listening, sweet tea, absolutely, because I have to have my sweet tea. And again, it's only sweet tea, nothing else in it, just sweet tea. Even though I stumbled on my own name starting this. So again, I encourage y'all to look into this just a little bit. Again, this subject, even though it's been mulling around in my head for a while, it went viral back in April, and Microsoft shut it down quickly. And again, we've had people leave since April, high profile people leave since April, and Microsoft still is not saying a word. So something is going on, and hopefully Microsoft doesn't come after me. So we can still talk about it in a little bit if y'all want to, but I'm going to move on to the next subject. Wish Jeff Gardner the best. Again, super nice guy. Jeff, I hope you have a very successful career if you want it. If not, retire. Have a fun life. I saw your game room. It looks wonderful. Starfield came out this week. Bethesda came out this week with 3 really cool short videos with Starfield cities, and it shocked me. It actually shocked me. I agree, Psycho. When Todd goes, maybe not done, but boy, that's going to be a huge blow. And I've told y'all, I believe that he's done either after Starfield or after Elder Scrolls. He will not go past Elder Scrolls, I know. But it's just according how things are there at Bethesda, how tense they are. He may hold on through Elder Scrolls since Elder Scrolls is already in production a little bit. And I know Elder Scrolls is kind of his baby, but Starfield is the one that he has really wanted to make all of his life. Speaking of Starfield, and I want to ask y'all, Todd Howard is about, I would say he's around 50. He's around 50 years old. He may be, 48, 49, somewhere in there, 50, 51, somewhere in there. He's about that age. Why do I think Todd Howard will retire soon? Well, number one, he is wealthy. Number two, he's about accomplished anything that he wants to accomplish in the gaming industry. Number three, he always said that he wants to work for a private company. Now, I can go back in interviews and show y'all that he said the reason he loves Bethesda, the reason he's always stayed at Bethesda is because they're a private company. Well, they're not anymore. Obviously, they're owned by Microsoft now. But he said it gave him the freedom to do what he wanted to do. That's why I say it's according to how much freedom Microsoft gives him. And that may have been part of the deal. He's a different animal. They may have given Todd the freedom to do what Todd wants to do, and they may clamp down on the rest of the people. He's 50. Hey, I did good. Wow, I just pulled that right out of my head too. So I believe it's according to how much freedom Microsoft will give him. If Microsoft continues to give him the freedom that he had under Bethesda, I believe he will stay through the Elder Scrolls. But after that, I really think he'll probably be done, because we're talking about He'll be, by that time, he'll be 56. He'll be getting closer to 60. And, I don't know Todd that well. It's according if Todd's a workaholic or if he wants time with his family. A lot of people like to retire by the time they're around 60 years old. So he might just keep on working till he's 90. Who knows? That's all according to his personality, but he's got enough money already. He's made his money. So yes, big companies ruin everything sometimes. They do. Yep. They do when they start sticking their nose where it doesn't belong. Bethesda was already very successful. If they would have just helped them out money wise, I think it would have been a lot better. Oh, Tamar, thank you. Tamar says with the $5, not $5, but $5 European. He says, when Pete Hines goes, I think James Altman will be promoted. Todd has his connections, and I think keep being awesome. Thank you. Gosh, can I say what I want to say? Tamar, can I say what I want to say? Since you super chatted me, I'm going to say what I want to say. I wouldn't mind Pete Hines going, and I'm not anti Pete Hines, y'all. Please, Pete, if you're watching, I'm sorry, I'm not anti you. This is my only problem. Y'all know what I feel about Pete. Pete is the vice president of marketing. Okay, you don't market. You're not a PR person if you're cussing people on Twitter. Okay, you just don't do that. Okay. I'm on YouTube and I know that. I have people come at me on YouTube and I don't cuss them back. You just don't do that. So if Pete hadn't learned that in all of his years of marketing, he also takes the Lord's name in vain. I just can't. Pete just bothers me. Pete really bothers me when he starts doing that. He cusses all the time, and I don't know. It's just he just doesn't come off as a PR guy when he comes at fans that way. A fan asks a question. The last time that he really talked about a game on Twitter, he was cussing somebody out. I'm like, Pete, come on. You're the vice president of PR and marketing. That's anyway. But other than that, I like Pete. So now I've said my piece about Pete. So yeah. I think Pete has earned a place at Bethesda. I think maybe he would be good in charge of marketing, but maybe he shouldn't be the face of it anymore. Maybe he needs to get off of Twitter and off of the podcasts and off of the, he does great. He's a great guy that walks out during E3. He does a great job at that kind of stuff. He's really, really good at that. The stuff that he has a script for and all that, does great at it. But as far as going out in the interviews and these podcasts and dealing with fans one-on-one, his temper gets to him. Yeah. To quote the president of the United States, come on, man. Exactly, Nukem. Surely it can't be money. ESO has 20 million players and over a quarter to pay 11 million for the craft bag. A lot of dough. Yes, it can't be money. Pete needs to go to the farm too. No, again, I don't want anybody to lose their job. And again, Pete has been there. I think Pete's been there as long, if not longer, than Todd Howard. He deserves a job at Bethesda and probably does a great job as a supervisor. And again, I think he does a great job with the E3 stuff and all that. Just when it comes to dealing one-on-one with fans, sometimes he loses his temper, and you just can't do that as a PR guy. That's my problem with Pete. That's my only problem with Pete. So y'all know that. I've said that before, and every time Pete comes up, I say that. So I probably shouldn't remind y'all of what I think about Pete when I say that. But no, Pete and Todd have really been the face of Bethesda. So I really wouldn't want Pete to leave, because he's a good face for Bethesda at E3 and those things. People know him and like him. So I think Bethesda needs to hold on to him for those kind of things. So see, I said something good about Pete. There you go. So the Starfield, did anything surprise you guys? Oh yeah, Linda Carter's friend is the vice president of the United States, Kamala Harris. Really? Um, by the way, didn't Linda Carter's husband pass away? Didn't I hear that right? Who was part of Bethesda? I thought he passed away. But anyway, and I thought that was that Altman guy that you were talking about before. Yeah, I thought so. Anyway, the tone of Starfield. We're going to talk the whole podcast about Bethesda employees, and we can if y'all want to. Did anything surprise you guys about these cities in Starfield? And I'm shaking the thing here. I know the setup here at Mom's is a little different. And by the way, if the internet goes out, it goes out a lot here. I'm sorry. I'm not where I normally am in my home studio. It really shocked me. Todd Howard had talked about how realistic Starfield was going to be. But yet, in this stuff, the first place, Neon has psychotropic fish. Y'all get this, psychotropic fish. Aquila has a cross between wolves and velociraptors. Now, y'all let that sink in. Wolves and velociraptors. I don't know what they were drinking or smoking the day they came up with that. But as I told Joey Caps in the podcast last night, Todd Howard said that you can do anything in a Fallout. Well, guess what? Here's Starfield. You can really do anything in a Starfield. If you can have a wolf / velociraptor, you really can do anything. So I think we're really going to see their creative minds go crazy. And also the capital city of New Atlantis, by the way, that looked humongous, was a place that it said all the races come together, which means there's going to be a lot of races, and I'm thinking alien races probably as well. So I wonder what kind of alien races we're going to see. I wonder if we're going to be able to play as some of these alien races. I don't know, but it just gets my mind going, and it answers a lot of questions, but then it makes 100 more questions come to my mind. So I am so excited the more I see about Starfield. I want to know what y'all thought about those three. Did anything surprise you about those cities? Did it meet your expectations about what Starfield was going to be, or was it like, or did you have any clue what Starfield was going to be like? New Atlantis really had a cyberpunk feel to me. It really felt like cyberpunk. I like Neon the best. Somebody I think said that. Skyrim Lord says the Neon one surprised me the most. That was my favorite one. Joey Caps was kidding me last night on the podcast that I like the Pleasure City the most. It's just because I like fishing. That's the only reason. Wink, wink, wink. No. I love the glass dome. I love the water and all that. But by the way, if y'all have not seen those 3 videos, they're all on the internet everywhere. But you can join, go to the Twitter page of Starfield and join Constellation, or you can go to Bethesda.net and do it. You can also just go to my Twitter page, and I've got the 3 videos up on my Twitter page, and you can see them there as well. But if you join this Constellation or Team Constellation, they're going to be giving us more of these videos in the future. So I'm excited about learning more before E3 about Starfield. Jeremy says, I think TH was talking about space travel. He wanted it to be real. Yes, exactly. And that's what I finally said in that podcast last night. He was talking about that space travel was going to feel real. Now we know the world is not going to be realistic. It's going to be even more outlandish than Fallout. But yes, the space travel was going to be real. Absolutely. The other Jeremy, hey, other Jeremy, says Atlantis was my favorite. This looks amazing. Can't wait for Starfield. The Skyrim Lord says I got some Star Wars vibes from Aquila. Yes, yes, I did too. It also kind of had an Elder Scrolls vibe too. But yes, I definitely felt kind of Star Wars Empire Strikes Back kind of thing. A bit Mos Eisley, yes, yes, in a way. Uh, yeah, that the desert port. I couldn't really tell if it was desert or I think it was supposed to be desert. I said it was either desert or Arctic, but I know it was brown. But it looked really cold to me too. So anyway, where is this video? Again, you can go to Bethesda.net and find it on the Starfield link under Constellation. Or the easiest way right now is just go to my Twitter page, and it is all I got all three of them under one of my retweets. It is the two. It's the fifth. It's the fifth tweet on my page. You can find it. That's the easiest thing, and they're all right there. I hope Starfield plays on Steam. I bet it will. I bet it will. Absolutely. I wish I could play y'all the videos right here on this, but I'm going straight through the webcam. I'm not going through OBS, or I would run those videos for you right now because they actually tell you a little bit about the cities as well, and they're very short. They're only about 20 to 30 seconds a piece, but really really liked them. But again, they surprised me. They really did surprise me. Uh, they were much more uh, a little more outlandish than I thought they would be. Again, wolf and a velociraptor. Okay, Fallout 76. Right now, the Purveyor mystery pick is going on. Y'all remember that if you want to remember that. Next week, there is a double score event that goes on all week. If you're not finished with the scoreboard, you've got one more week to do it because, of course, September 8th, the new season starts. But all next week is a double score event. So you've got all next week. Bethesda is giving you very nicely all next week to get it done with a chance because you've got double score. So remember that. That's awesome. And remember, September 8th, we're getting all new stuff coming with the Fallout worlds and the daily ops and all that we've gone over 2 weeks now. Also coming September 8th, or I should say going away September 8th, is Nuclear Winter. So y'all can say bye-bye to Nuclear Winter. I don't know how many of y'all play Nuclear Winter, but it's going away. And if you want any of the Nuclear Winter rewards, if you've not played Nuclear Winter and you don't have the rewards from Nuclear Winter, like me, and you want to get a chance to do that, you can play A Colossal Problem, which is Earl. You can play the event Encrypted, which is the fake sheep squatch. You can play Project Paradise, Scorched Earth, or the limited time events like the Festive Scorched or the Treasure Hunters, and you can get Nuclear Winter rewards. So that's cool. All those events that I just named, you can get a chance for Nuclear Winter rewards. So that's awesome for me because I don't have many of the Nuclear Winter rewards at all. So did y'all want me to say those one more time? The Colossal Problem, Encrypted, Project Paradise, Scorched Earth, and then the limited time events like Festive Scorch, Treasure Hunters, Flash Knot, Meat Week, all those kind. You'll get a chance for the Nuclear Winter rewards. That's hard to say 3 times fast. Had a lot of fun with Lisa and friends playing Nuclear Winter. Cool. I kind of hate it's going away. I know it brought a lot of new people in, but if it will free up people to do more work on more content for Fallout 76, then I'm good with it because, again, I don't play it much, but I hate that for those that do. Gentugo says, I will have to focus on Scorched Earth. I do not like the others. I love the others when I'm in a really good team or on a live stream. All of those are good on a live stream. They're terrible when you're just kind of playing by yourself or uh, just kind of chilling out. I do think Nuclear Winter will be missed. I really think it will come back at a time. I do. I really think it will come back at a time. Now, very quickly, and we've got plenty of time to talk about whatever y'all want to. And just a Velociraptor. I like that, Psycho. I didn't see that a minute ago. A Velociraptor. Very quickly, I want to tell you about Deathloop and the reviews. I don't know if you've seen them. I don't know if you've watched them, but I've got a couple here, one from IGN and one from Polygon. And both of these are on my Twitter page if you want to look at them. But Deathloop, of course, is coming out September 14th. And I don't know if y'all have looked at any of the gameplay. They've released the first 6 hours of gameplay for reviewers to look at and play. And it looks really, really cool. And it's gotten some very, very high remarks and very high review scores, by the way. IGN said it is the most arcane type game yet. In other words, it's more of an arcane game than Prey or Dishonored or any of the ones before. So Polygon put it this way. It takes a lot of things that I already like and mixes them into something I like even more. So both of these reviewers say that if you like the Dishonored games, if you like the Prey, if you like the mechanics of those old games, you're really going to like this one. So if you've played any of those old games, and again, y'all know how I feel about Prey. I've tried to push that game ever since I've started this podcast. Prey is such an awesome game. This one looks a little strange. It's got a 60s, they went for this. They went for a 60s retro vibe. Hey, Vaughn, good to see you. I ain't seen you in a while. Yeah, long time no see. Great to have you on the KingCast again. But other than the looks, it once you get over that 60s look, which is kind of cool, Fallout has the 50s look. But you can definitely tell that all the mechanics of Dishonored are there and Prey are there, and it looks like a really cool game. It really does. So if those kind of games are you like or you would like to try, at least look at Deathloop and look at giving it a chance. Head over to my Twitter page, and IGN's got a video you can watch that's got some of the gameplay, and he'll tell you a little bit about it. Polygon's got an article you can read, but just check it out and see if it's something you'd like. So that is what I got. So now I normally leave the last 10 minutes for your questions and comments. I want y'all to look. Y'all have got 20 minutes this time for your questions and comments. Didn't I do good? I left 20 minutes for y'all to talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. I got through with my stuff a lot quicker today. So what is on your mind? Is it the Jeff Gardner stuff? Is it the Starfield stuff? Is it Fallout 76 stuff? Or is it something we haven't talked about? Whatever's on your mind, we can talk about right now. Psycho says, looks wise. It reminded me of We Happy Few. Oh, cool. James Altman is ZeniMax's CEO's son. Okay. His son. Gotcha. Yeah, that would be a good pick then. That would really be a good pick. Especially if he don't cuss people out on Twitter. Okay, I'm gonna leave Pete Hines alone. Pete, I'm sorry. You good, Pete? Me and you, yeah, we're good. Oh. Has the new Scoreboard been released? It's on the PTS, but no, it is coming out September the 8th, from what I heard. It will be released September the 8th. So you have all next week to finish the old one. And like I just said, there's double score starting next Wednesday. It goes Wednesday through next Tuesday. The September the 1st through the 7th is double score. So, yes, September the 8th. That's when the whole new update comes with Fallout Worlds, the new daily ops stuff, and the new season. All that stuff comes September the 8th, which falls on a Wednesday, which is really weird because they normally don't do those on a Wednesday. But anyway, the Skyrim Lord says, do you think there could be a Fallout 4 special edition since they are doing the Skyrim Anniversary Edition? That is a very good question because I actually, me and Joe also did a podcast on whether they're going to do a Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas remake. But I mentioned it very briefly. They would not have to do a remake of Fallout 4. But if you remember when they went to the next generation, this past generation, they took Skyrim and they ported it over. Y'all remember they did that before they made Fallout 4? And that's how we got the Skyrim Special Edition. Well, they've changed engines now, and I don't know what it would take to take a game and put it into another engine. Now, I have no idea. Some of you may know more than me, okay? I don't know what it would take to take a game and put it into another engine. I don't know if that's even possible. But if it is, it would be very neat to get Fallout 4 in the Creation 2 engine and have it re-released as a Fallout 4 Special Edition. So I don't know if they can do that, but that would be really neat if they could. If not, we could get a Fallout 4 Special Edition in the new generation like they did. They could just port it over into the new generation like they did the Skyrim Special Edition. They very, very well could do that. They love doing that now. Todd Howard said they don't like to do remakes, but those ported things, they love to resell games. So yes, I do think that. What I would love to see, and we need to see when like the anniversary is for Fallout 4, when the 5th or 10th or whatever anniversary is, that's probably when we might get it. And I would love to see us get like some of the creation kit stuff put in there for free, like we're getting with the Skyrim one. That would be neat too. But yeah, have it ported over to the next generation would be really cool. Let's see. How many times has Skyrim been released? That's a good trivia question right there. I don't know. I bought it 13 times, but it hadn't been released that many times. You would have to count. Switch releases, and I don't know. That would be a really good. You'd have to get your calculator out. Vaughn says, I just finished the last one. You just finished the last. Oh, you better get started then. Gentuko says, I'm not thrilled with the new season. Jeremy says, Pete Hines just has bad language, so maybe he tweets like he talks when not working. Yeah, he does have bad language. But again, that should not be with when your job is PR and marketing. That should be something that you work on at least. In my opinion, in my humble opinion, that should be something you got to work on. When you're talking to fans, the first thing in a tweet should not be JFC exclamation point. It's like, Pete, no. No, Pete. I mean, there should be little something in his head that says, don't write this, don't type this. He does have to be more. Again, I'm sorry, Pete. Me and you. I've got you. I'm sorry. See, y'all are making me do it. It's not my fault this time. Vaughn says the last season, and I thought I had a month to take a break from 76. This is a family show. Pete's Twitter page is not family friendly. No, it's not. I would not do business with someone who cusses a lot in a business setting. Well, exactly. I mean, It's just a little unprofessional, but I don't know. That's just my opinion. Just my opinion. I wouldn't hire somebody that talked like that, especially to be PR guy. Anyway, maybe he tweets on the toilet like Trump. I was about to say, you talking about mean tweets. Gosh, yeah. Oh man, that's hilarious, Jeremy. That's hilarious. Oh, that makes me hot. Hey, if y'all haven't hit that like button yet, please do that. That helps this video get out after the podcast is over. It certainly does. A lot going on with Bethesda, guys, right now. A lot going on. I would prefer mean tweets. Now, let's don't get political. Oh. Uh, um, I'm excited about the Starfield stuff. I'm excited to now that we know they're probably going to release more and more. We don't have to wait until E3. That excites me that we're actually going to learn a little bit more about this game before E3 comes out. That excites me. I'm excited. Maybe not excited. I'm anxious to hear something about the Jeff Garner situation from Microsoft. Um, They can't let this linger too much longer. They've got to announce something. They've got to say something about the Austin studio. I would think by Monday, I let it cool off for the weekend. They've got to say something. If they don't, I mean, it's just going to fester and people are going to start talking again. I mean, we're already talking about it. I don't know if other podcasts are talking about it, but hopefully Xbox News won't come down on me like they did that other YouTuber, but they've got to say something. Bethesda has to say something. Xbox has to say something. So I'm anxious to hear because, I want to hear about the future of Fallout 76. Uh, and I'm excited to play Deathloop. Now, this is not something I'm going to really get into and play all the time, but yes, I am going to get it and play it. So, because I love the Dishonored series and I love the love Prey, so I am going to get that. So, let's see. Is it odd that Microsoft has been so quiet? Yes, yeah, it's super odd, super odd. Yeah, I don't think it's right. I think just give him his privacy. Uh, yeah, he follows me on Twitter. I could have messaged it to him, but I'm not going to. No, 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 no. Hey, Anxiety Rangers, what's going on? Uh, if he wanted anybody to know, he would tell them. Yeah, I don't think right now is the time. Whatever he's going through, again, we just wish him all the best. He said he put out there it was his choice, and I believe him, and I just wish him all the best. You just wonder why it was his choice. He left after, well, how many years was it? Tim Willits left after 24 years. Nate Perkapile left after 14 years, and he left after being there since Fallout 3 and Oblivion. How long has that been? Somebody look, how long has it been since Fallout 3 and Oblivion? That's a long time ago. It's about 15 years. So Vaughn says, I'm very impressed that Bethesda released Quake on PC. Yes, I am too, and I love the remastered version. It is very, very cool. Tim left in 2019. Yeah, it was right after QuakeCon. Yeah, I remember that. But now remember, tomorrow, that the Bethesda Microsoft deal was in the works for over a year, and that's why I only mentioned him, because now we learned that was going on behind the scenes for over a year, so he knew it was coming. But yeah, I love Quake, Vaughn. I really do. Last year, yeah, that was 2 years ago. You're right. I love the old Doom games and the old Quake game. So Tim is working for, if I am not right, Tim is working for another studio now, and I don't remember what studio it is. I'm not sure. Let's see. One more thing I do need to mention. I mentioned it last week, but y'all keep your eyes out for this. I hope what we're talking about now. Let's see. Oblivion was in 2002. Believe so. Almost 20 years. Almost 20 years. Yep. Not 19 years. I think I told y'all this at the last part of the podcast last time, and I'm gonna tell you again at the last part of the podcast this time. Y'all keep your eyes open and your ears open. Tomorrow, keep your ears open for this. They are still working behind the scenes on crossplay for Fallout 76. I hope none of this messes it up, but Sony's the only thing holding it back. And so I have been told if Sony don't jump on board, that Microsoft and PC and Xbox are going to do it by themselves if Sony don't jump on board soon. So we're going to get crossplay one way or another soon. Now, what soon means, I don't know, but just know they're working on it. So that's really cool. I would like crossplay for all of us. That would be so great, so that we could all play 76 together. And yes, I have Quake now on PC, which is really cool. And I play it when I need a break from 76 or whatever. I love it. I have not played Quake in a long, long time. Big news. Hope we can play between PlayStation, Xbox. Yep, that's up to Sony. That is up to Sony. So I have been told they have been the hang up for a couple of years now. A couple of years. Anxiety Ranger says if they allow crossplay with 76, I hope they let you use a mouse and a keyboard on PS4 like Call of Duty. Yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool. Psycho, you're giving away your age. I remember playing Quake in 1998. I do too, but you're giving away your age. Sony is the bull when it comes to crossplay. Always, Jeremy. Always. Yes. I think I told y'all last week that they were the reason I had a PS4. And when Fallout 4 came out, when Bethesda wanted to do the mods on Fallout 4 and Sony said no, I went and got a used Xbox. That was my first Xbox ever. And that's when I started playing on Xbox because they allowed the mods and Sony wouldn't. So it wasn't crossplay there, but it was the mods. So yeah, Sony has always kind of been, they've just drugged their feet and didn't want to comply with what Bethesda wanted. So, yep. Well, I don't have the money for a new Xbox or a new PlayStation right now, so I'm just sticking on my computer and my old Xbox right now. Play Quake on Switch. It's awesome. I do have a Switch. I might do that because I have all the Dooms on Switch, and I love playing Doom on Switch. So that would be cool. That would be cool. I moved away with the 360 and the red ring thing. Let's see. What was I going to say? Is there anything else we need to cover? Psycho says, after being Team Sony since PlayStation 1, my next generation console is going to be Steam Deck. I can't stand Xbox. Wonder if they will shut down ZeniMax publishing offices. That's a very good question. I don't know. ZeniMax Online is going to continue, but the publishing offices, I don't know. We're just going to have to see where this Microsoft thing goes. There is obviously some things going on behind the scenes, and tomorrow just keep your eyes open. Again, with all the people that are leaving Bethesda, there's obviously some things going on behind the scenes. They are not totally leaving Bethesda alone as they promised. So they are doing some reshaping of Bethesda, and I honestly cannot tell you what's going on. I have no idea. I have a few people that I talk to, but nobody's talking right now. They're probably under hush hush orders, but we won't know because they're not making any statements right now. And it appears, now I'm going to say it appears, but it appears that a lot of people at Bethesda are not happy with what's going on. Now, that may not be true, but that's what it looks like. But change is hard. Even good change sometimes is hard. So Microsoft may be making some good changes. Who knows? Who knows? But change is hard. So we're just going to have to wait and see. But yeah, it's kind of hard. It's hard to watch. It's hard to watch some of these people that I really love and respect in the industry leave, and I'm going to keep a watch out for them. Garrett says they could just be getting better job offers. Garrett, I mean, I understand and I agree, but when you are when you are the head of a studio at Bethesda Game Studios, man, that would have to be a pretty big job offer. I mean, that's a Jeff Gardner had. I mean, I'm sure it was a very stressful job being the lead of Fallout 76, but that's a wow. He was the head of that studio and the lead of that project. That's a pretty. I can't think of a. Tell me a job that's bigger than that. Tell me a job you would leave that for. I mean, I can think of a few, but they would be really big jobs. You'd have to step up in the Todd Howard range. So I mean, he was really high up. That's why I hate it so bad. He had a great job. So, Garrett says from Microsoft specifically. Okay, but who knows? The Steam controller isn't too cool. Yeah. Let's see. If you want to play Starfield, you've got to get an Xbox or a Game Pass on PC. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get Game Pass on PC. I think I am. Yep. Absolutely. Well, guys, we have come to the end of the KingCast. We've got about 3 minutes left. If y'all got anything good to say, it's got to be really good though. No, Starfield is exclusive, Gentugo. It's going to be on Xbox PC only. Yep. It's going to be on Game Pass only. Let's see. Yep. Yep, they came out and said that. Sure will be. Which means the Elder Scrolls, they're probably going to do that too. Again, Microsoft is making some big changes at Bethesda. They said they were going to leave them alone, but guess what? Y'all tell me if you think they're leaving them alone. I don't. Xbox is going to get mad at me. This video is going to get out, and Xbox is going to hear about it, and they're going to try to force me to apologize like they did that other guy. I'm not going to apologize. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed the show. Thank you, Alice and Trey and Lisa. And I know y'all have all kinds of names there, and I don't know which one's watching right now, but thank you. Thank you very much. This is why I do not like big companies buying out others. I agree with you 100%, Gentugo. Vaughn says it's fair game since it's a new IP. Older ones should come out someday to other platforms. I do agree with that, Vaughn. I said that earlier, that if they were going to do an exclusive, Starfield would be the one to do it. That means make Elder Scrolls go to all platforms. I agree with that. I wish they would do that, but I'm afraid they're going to do Elder Scrolls exclusive too. I'm really afraid they're going to do that. Yep. Jeremy says unless PlayStation allows Game Pass, that would be a great thing, but I'm afraid Sony's not going to do that because, again, Sony won't even allow crossplay. So, Anxiety Ranger says, have a great one, King and crew. Y'all have a great, great rest of your Saturday. And if the Lord gives us tomorrow, have a blessed day tomorrow. Thank y'all so much. By the way, thank y'all all for the super chats. Y'all support this show and me wonderfully. Y'all be sure and go down in the description. If you're not following me on Twitter, do that. If you're not subscribed to the channel and you're still watching this, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button. Y'all be sure and hit the like button before you go too. Bye, guys.